Hey guys, welcome back to the Desert Survival Bunker. I'm your host, Desert Survivalist, back with another dollar store prepping video. I know I picked up a lot of subscribers on the last video I did on dollar store prepping about 3 years ago, and I just wanted to do another one that's kind of updated and cover a few things that I didn't catch back then. So the basic premise of this video was I went to Dollar Tree and 99-cent only stores. Those are the two prominent dollar stores in my area, and I picked 5 items from each. Now you'll see there's a little more on the 99-cent store, I'll explain that. But 5 main items, the 5 best items from each store. Now dollar stores have changed a little bit in the past couple of years. The stuff's getting crappier, there's less bang for your buck, and some of them, especially the 99-cent store in particular, are starting to sell stuff that's not $1. It's $1.99 to $5.99. Cases of water, stuff like that. So this is the best stuff out of the stores that I could find. There's many examples that you can go into a 99-cent store and pull out. Or a dollar store. If you watched my first video, you know what it generally is there. These were just the 5 best items from each store that I could pull out that are current. So the 99-cent store items, I'm going to start with those, and I feel those are a better bunch than the Dollar Tree items. So we've got the triple antibiotic ointment. I may have covered this in my last video, I don't remember. This is basically the same thing as Neosporin, same active ingredients. It's only $1 versus $2 or $3 for a tube of name brand. I've used this stuff, it works pretty well. The tooth kit is another one, the Dr. Fresh brand. If you find those at any of the dollar stores, that's actually a very quality toothbrush. I used the heck out of these things. It also comes with a tube of Colgate toothpaste, name brand, and your nice little brush cover, and also a nice little Ziploc bag. I used to give these out to the homeless people because it's all kind of self-contained there. Once you're done with the tooth kit, you can use the Ziploc bag for something else in your prepping if you need something like that. Matches, 500 for $1. Got your 2 boxes. You can cut these off, repack into another container if you want, but this is a pretty good deal. You might be able to get this at Walmart, but I think they're over $1 for those. These lanterns are really cool. Now these are actually, all that stuff was $1 a piece. These are actually $1.99, I think it says on the bottom. This is an example of what the 99-cent store is doing, selling slightly above $1 stuff. If I can get these to pop up, all you do is you pull up on the housing here, and I think that's as high as it gets. Now these batteries are probably dead, but this thing does normally get really, really bright. I bought one of these a while ago. I believe it takes 3 AAA batteries, and it inserts into a little cartridge in the bottom, and it gets really bright, and these are great for hanging in tents or something. Folds down in a nice little compact package, and it's very tough plastic, so if you drop it, it's not going to break, and it definitely doesn't feel as cheap as those stupid 9 LED flashlights that they sell at most of the dollar stores. The other two things, the last thing, they have a lot of corned beef at my 99-cent store lately. This is Butterfield Farms. I think this is Product of USA, but yep, there it is, flagged. Product of USA. Corned beef is a great prepping thing because you can use it in so much stuff and it keeps forever. This stuff is dated best by November 21, 2021. That's the dollar can. That's about the size of a normal tuna can that you get for $1. They also have the $2.99 can, which is still very cheap because you go to Walmart or the grocery store, you're running $4 or $5 a can for corned beef. This is the same stuff, This one's product of Brazil, but so is the stuff at the grocery store. Same container, you know, slightly different brand, but same stuff. Beef, salt, sugar, nitrates. And this stuff is dated out to 2023 is the best buy on this one. So if you're looking for probably the best food item for prepping there, for long-term canned storage, go for the corned beef if they have it at your 99-cent store. So that's our haul from the 99-cent store. I feel like those are very good quality items for your preps. You know, obviously these three are in mine: the lantern, corned beef, and the antibiotic stuff. I've used these before, and of course everybody uses matches, so not too much going on there. Dollar Tree. Now, I should say before I delve into it, I went to about 3 different Dollar Trees. I only went to one 99-cent. I went to about 3 different Dollar Trees looking for stuff. It seemed like it was harder to find good stuff at the Dollar Tree because, I don't know, they seem to be less on the ball about getting good stuff. I know they're supposed to be the mainstream, you know, all over the country, but at least in the 3 I went to in my city here in Phoenix, they just didn't have the greatest stuff on the planet. So this is what I came up with. Candles, 16-pack of tea lights. It's basic, but it gives you light. You can stuff these in little kits, big bug out bags, and they're very light weight. The duct tape is heavy duty. How much is this? 5 yards. You get 10 if you buy a roll at Walmart of Duck brand, but that's like $3.50 or close to $4 a roll. This is only $1, and it's actually pretty decent tape. Then we've got these containers, which I don't remember whether I've done a video. I actually built some survival kits out of these a few years ago. These hold an Altoid tin inside of them, and they also will hold a little bit extra stuff. This is they're called Lock Top. You get it's a 3-pack, and they actually have, probably can't see them, forgot to cut this open, but they actually have rubber seals in the lids, and these side latches just kind of pop up and down. So these are great for keeping stuff in your bug out bag and whatnot. These metal cables, these are for, I got these in the pet section for chaining your dog. They're only 6-foot cables, but it's very good, kind of like that, what's it called, steel. My words are failing me here. It's you know, braided steel, braided, that's what I'm looking for. It's got a kind of a leash hook on either end, crimped on there. You can use that as a handle. You know, use it for a trap if you're doing steel trap. Use it for, you know, some applications you might use rope for, whatever, but these are pretty good. And then the last thing I found at the Dollar Tree was the tarp. Pretty thin. It's a 4-foot by 6-foot, was the largest I was able to pull out of there. You can use them for ground cover, shelter, whatever, and this can fold down quite a bit smaller than it is and use it for, you know, use it in your bug out bag, whatever. Now, the tarp and the duct tape were on my video, my companion video, the last one, what not to buy at the dollar stores, and that kind of just speaks to how far down Dollar Tree has fallen in prepping items that I actually picked these two. Now, this is a little bit different duct tape than I've seen at the dollar store, and kind of takes a duct tape nerd to know this, but you look at what's called the weave of it, or the strings. A lot of duct tape will have, at the dollar store, you can count like individual strings going along there, running vertical. This is more woven, which compares to Duck brand, and that's how they make theirs. So this stuff, I feel confident that it's close to that quality, even if you only get half as much as a roll of Duck. The tarp's really thin. It's not that good quality, but based on the money, it's kind of one of the best items you can get, you know, just for something basic. Now, you guys may have different experiences based on whatever dollar stores you have in your area. These are just kind of the two chain stores. I've got other little niche dollar stores around that I didn't compare. I figured everybody would have, you know, a general knowledge of these chains. Also, what I was running into is some of the stores may have slightly different product than the one, you know, 5 miles down the road. You know, some of the Dollar Trees had this stuff, and other ones just had the crappy tape. So it really just depends what store they're sending what product to. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is something I probably hammered home in the last video. Not everything in the dollar store is quality. Even this stuff, you know, this is not frontline bug out stuff, I guess you want to call it that. You know, buyer beware when you go into the dollar stores, and upgrade when possible. This is great starter gear, but you're going to want to, you know, upgrade as fast as you can to a better tarp, or, you know, maybe longer candles, or maybe your solid name brand Neosporin, you know, whatever you want to do. But that's kind of, this is all starter prepping stuff, and that's, you know, how a lot of people get into prepping, is by watching the dollar store prepping video. So thanks guys for watching. If you haven't gone back and watched my previous 2 videos I did, dollar store prepping and what not to buy at the dollar store, go back and watch those. Probably should have said that at the beginning of the video, but so be it. So thanks guys, have a good night, and comment below what you find in your dollar store that's great for prepping.